Okay, great. Now that we have seen the value of what is the lifetime value of my customer, then the question comes, how do I create loyal customers? What matters? Okay, so tell me what matters: price, product, or service? What really matters to differentiate you from your competitors and which is easy to use? Is it price? Is it product? Is it service? Now, how many companies have a product which is so powerful that they can create, customers can come? Very few people, very few companies in the world will have a product like Apple, which is always going to be ahead of competition. Not many customers. Typically, your products are uh, you don't have a product. So product is not the answer. Pricing, the customer has only this as a tool in their hands. And what about service? What do you think it is easy? So what really matters is not the price, not the product, but your service. It is service that can differentiate you from your competitors. And it is easy to create service, by the way. It's difficult to create a product like Apple or a Microsoft Windows or whatever. I mean, you are getting the point. Pricing is anyway not the point. If the customer is satisfied and you meet that customer's expectation, price is always secondary for the person. If you really go to deeper, that price is the last consideration, but that's the only tool that the customer has, and that's why they talk price, 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 price. A smart salesman will understand that I need to talk value, 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 and not price, 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 price. Because in this price value competition, it's the value that wins. That's what a smart salesman understands. And when I say a such salesman, then you are serving a customer. Today, everything is a service industry. So we are not just selling, we are serving our customers. If we want to take our perception about our customers to customer obsession, then we must be clear that we are serving our customer. We may not meet our real customers ever in our life, but our service is what matters. It differentiates, right? So if there is service that differentiates, then it is bound that you are going to have dissatisfied customers. There is no question about it. How do I deal with a dissatisfied customer? Before that, let us discover what is the cost of a dissatisfied customer. And then the next step will be, how do I recover my customer loyalty? That's something which we can look at. But let's look at, what does it really cost me to have a dissatisfied customer? I think so it's a very important topic for us to explore, what is the cost of a customer dissatisfaction. So cost is how much value do I place on my customer. It's not just a number. We have already had that conversation. So it is statistically proven that 4% of your dissatisfied customers complain to you. Now, this is a jarring statement if you really look at. That means 96% of your dissatisfied customer do not tell you that they are dissatisfied with you. It's only 4%. I think so that must raise an alarm in you when 96% of my customers don't even bother to tell me that I am dissatisfied with their service. And statistically, it is proven that any dissatisfied customer talks to about 8 to 20 people in his lifetime. Now, why is this important? Let's do the math and let's see what happens. And let's see if it stirs some emotion, taking us our perception of customer satisfaction to customer obsession. So, if one dissatisfied customer is equal to 4%, because 4% are the people who come and talk to you. That means if one dissatisfied is equal to 4%, that means 24 dissatisfied customers for 96%, because total has to be 100, isn't it? So that means totally 25 dissatisfied customers. And that means if I take the minimum that one dissatisfied customer talks to 8 people in his lifetime, which is the minimum, okay? 25 multiplied by 8, that means I have created 200 potential dissatisfied customers. 200. Now, this does not include social media, because if today everything, anyone dissatisfied, you put it in the social media and bang, you have created more than 2000 people who are potential dissatisfied customers. I think so. 2000 potential dissatisfied customers must wake you up from slumber. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. These are my own examples. I have purchased many years back. I purchased three Videocon air conditioners many years back. And I'm telling you, it was such a pathetic experience because service was so poor, so poor, so poor. Probably my white hair is because of going and following up with Videocon. Today, so many years down the line, I still tell people that if people give you free any of the Videocon products, don't buy them. This is now almost 25 years down the line. Of course, the company is no more in existence now. But no wonder, with this pathetic service and pathetic relationship with their customers, no wonder. And I have met so many people who have a very similar exact experience with Videocon. How many years? 25 years I've been talking bad about Videocon. Why? Because one pathetic experience. As against, I remember there were times when I used to fly quite often. Every 15 days I used to fly to either Bangalore or to Delhi or to Chennai. And Kingfisher was my favorite. You know why? I remember once at 7 o'clock in the evening, I reached the Chennai airport and I placed my ticket in front of the counter. That lady smiled and looked at me. She said, "Sir, this is a 7 a.m. flight and not a 7 p.m. flight." And I was shocked. It was utterly my mistake. But you know what? That lady sitting at that counter did not budge an inch. And she said, "I'm giving you complete refund of the ticket." One experience. This is also almost the same time back, same years back. Maybe a little this thing. But every time I use this experience, and definitely Kingfisher was obsessed with their customers. Now, both the companies may have lost their grounds and they were bankrupt because for various reasons. But we are now talking purely about loyal and dissatisfied customers. Today, if I have an opportunity to fly a Kingfisher Air, I would definitely go and buy a ticket of Kingfisher Air. One great experience and one pathetic experience. I hope you're getting the point. Why is it so important for us to serve our customer? And service, I must be obsessed with servicing my customer. Let's look at the 4 reasons why a customer becomes our dissatisfied. Do you think so? Customers become dissatisfied just for no reason? There are many reasons, but typically these are the 4 reasons. First, they did not got what they were promised. You promise them, your salespeople promise X, Y, Z things. And if the customer does not receive what is promised to them, they have the right to become dissatisfied. Somebody was rude from your organization. This is very common, especially in a market like India where customers are treated kasht, kar or mar is what is a customer. That means you do the mehnat and you do everything is about you. Okay, things are changing. It has not remained the same with the power of social media and things like that. People are still waking up, but still there is a lot to go. Somebody was rude. I remember there was a soup maker of MasterChef that we had purchased, and it was not functioning for quite some time. For 4.5 months, it took us to lodge a complaint. Can you believe it? 4.5 months just to lodge a complaint. Every time somebody used to take up, yeah, tomorrow they will come, and their talk was pretty rude. Have you all had an experience that when you walked into any shop and they were rude? So if people are rude from your organization, then the customer has the right to be dissatisfied. Nobody listened. Company, they come with a complaint and people are busy doing their work. It is probably the most condescending behavior with a customer. Very, very difficult to digest for the customer. And they have every right to become dissatisfied with it. And finally, nobody went out of their way to provide customer service. The third point, nobody listened. Let me ask you one question. Have you ever gone to a shop and for less than 30 seconds, nobody bothered? They did not even acknowledge your presence in the shop. Have you ever gone back to that shop? And that's the third point that I'm talking about. Nobody listened. And finally, nobody went out of their way to provide customer service. I want you to feel as a customer when you're listening to me about this particular topic. I want you to really think and feel like a customer. Don't you want people to go out of their way to serve you? Is that not a right of the customer? Are people being served? Are customers being served? I think so. These four reasons is what will create a buzz in your organization. So I think so. These four reasons are more than enough for you to understand that it is the customer's right to get dissatisfied. You have made a mistake. It is because of your mistake that the customer is dissatisfied.